Shout out to Adams Precision Archery. These guys built me some custom arrows that I'm pretty stoked to check out. So I gave them my measurements, carbon to carbon, the component I wanted. So this is the Easton X10 Parallel Pros, 4mm, 300 spine. This is that Easton 4mm half out aluminum. This is a 125 point. We got their wrap right here, which is really sexy. And then TAC vanes, which are new to me. Looks like a slight offset to the left, maybe 2 or 3 degrees. I want to shoot these right now and see how they group with my current setup. But as far as aesthetics go, I think he won. These are some of the sexiest arrow builds ever. I appreciate it. I don't really know these guys. I just know that I wanted to order some arrows from them, and they did a bang up job. The Adams Precision Archery. Head into the studio. I just had some arrows built by Adams Precision Archery. Made me want to test something. So these versus these. Easton 4mm aluminum half out, 125 fill point. Easton X10 Parallel Pros with AAE hybrid HP and an ElkShape wrap, 449 versus 125 point Easton 4mm aluminum half out, X10 Parallel Pros, Adams Precision Archery wrap, TAC drivers, 3 vane, slight offset, 445. So 4 grain differential. So we measured the balance point of both of these arrows. You simply place the end of the arrow to the throat of the nock. Did that for both. Then you also take the balance point to the throat of the nock. Both of these arrows have FOCs of around 15 and change. Let's go shoot them. And at 80 yards, they're hitting where I want. These arrows weigh 3.1 grains less with the TAC drivers and consistently past 70 yards. Even though they weigh less, they're impacting lower. This has a crazy helical, 5+ degrees. This has probably a 2-degree offset. Is there something to do with these vanes? Do they not create as much lift? Is there more drag? Something, and it's not a huge deal. You could tune to these arrows. You could build your sight tape to these arrows, but that's just what I'm finding is that these don't impact the same as these. well. So, does 3.1 grains matter between arrows? I'm not sure. Does TAC vanes, these TAC drivers, I think they're TAC drivers, versus these, is there one that's better than the other? I don't know. I think, so we shot at 30, these two, and then these two. 50, these two, 70, 70, 90, 90, and I don't know, I'll have to go back and look. It's a lot of arrows in a short amount of time. My arm's gonna fall off, but I feel like these might have grouped better. But I don't know. Have we learned anything? Have we proved anything? The speeds, this is definitely a couple feet second faster at launch and downrange than these. And these weigh less, obviously, but yet I felt like there was always one of these at least was always a little lower than I liked it to be, and I always felt these were pretty good. So my first impressions on the TAC vanes is they're cool, they look cool, they're super stiff, where these are not. These are almost rubbery. I think if you nicked a vane, they're done, whereas these, they're a little more pliable. I know these can steer a fixed broadhead. We'll have to test and see if these can steer a fixed broadhead and if one's better than the other. But this was my first exposure to TAC vanes, to actually like use them and test them out. Shout out to Adams Precision for making awesome arrows. I am gonna put some IP4 nocks in to match and maybe see if that tightens up. I don't know if it makes a difference. Always be tinkering, always pursuing perfection. Where perfection cannot be perfected, that's archery, nothing but love. Oh, and we're at my backyard, so archery talk. Right behind me here is a field, plywood, actually OSB board, OSB, and then on the other side of the fence is the shed where nobody on my neighbor goes back here. The entrance is in the front, so if I were to shoot over here, it could go through vinyl in there. I don't see any holes. To everybody's point who makes comments about my backyard, first thing I did is talk to my neighbor, made sure he was cool. He agreed to shooting at this angle. The majority of my trajectory is headed to a field, and then it's probably another 100 yards to a street. Shooting in the residential area can be super sketch, so be smart. Talk to your neighbors, check your local municipality, make sure you're within the rules. Check your D-loop, check your release. Don't sky draw, and know that ultimately you're responsible if you were to put an arrow in someone or someone's possessions, and I understand that. So to avoid all this, we're moving. So I only got a couple months left here, and then I'm gonna move out to the country where I ain't got to worry about it. So separation's in the preparation. Catch you on the next one.